Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. I'm Sandeep and today we're going to be taking a look at the review of this truly wireless earphone. This is the Bolt Audio Air-based TrueBuds X, and in this video we're going to be talking about whether or not this is worth buying as a product. Now before we get this started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications for more videos like this. Now let's begin the video. Now I'd like to start by talking about the basic design, the overall aesthetics, as well as the build quality. Now the case itself is built very well and it comes in this matte finish. This is the black color. There's also a different one with a slight grayish color and red accents. On the inside this has a gray accent, but again it is not fully black, or it does not have a contrasting accent much like the other variant, which I actually prefer the black and red, to be honest. In terms of the weight, we'll just actually measure it here. So the last time I checked, it was around 47 grams, 48 grams thereabout with the earphones inside. So there you have it, 48 grams, 47 thereabout, and even the earphones themselves are actually fairly light despite the slightly larger size, and together they weigh around 7 or 8 grams as well. And in terms of the build quality, I quite like these earphones because the usual problem with most of these truly wireless earphones that I have is the flimsy nature of the case. So that was a problem with the Realme Buds Air, for example. Of course, that had a slightly different form factor, and this shape is like a rectangle with rounded edges, similar to the Galaxy Buds S and the Oppo Enco W11. But one thing that I liked is that this is very sturdy. Of course, there's a bit of play here because that's the opening mechanism itself, but once you open it fully, no amount of shaking or doing anything can actually close the case accidentally. So that way it's very secure, and even the magnets that hold the earphones in place are very secure, and I'm actually shaking it and it's not falling out. Of course, if you're really shaking it, then maybe it'll fall out, but see, it's quite well well set up, and that's because of the very strong magnets that also hold the earphones in place, and you can even hear them click in place very well. Now these are plastic. Most of the thing is plastic, so in terms of build quality, you may not get the premium materials, but definitely they don't feel cheap by any means. Of course, it's a bit lighter as a result of that, but they still feel well built. There are no creaks, no other issues or niggles as such, but overall it's very nice. You get a pair of LED indicators at the front as well as an indent to open it, and this can be opened with one hand, but it's still very much easy to open with two hands, to be honest. And you also have the Type-C port here for charging. Now in terms of battery life, we got around 6 to 7 hours depending on the volume that we listen to, as well as the nature of the stuff that we are listening to. And Bolt claims a battery life of 8 hours, and that is of course dependent on the charge levels. And Bolt of course claims a battery life of 8 hours, and considering we got 6 to 7 hours, it's still fine because those 8 hours are in ideal laboratory conditions, and this is perfectly acceptable. And now the case themselves is supposed to be able to charge your earphones 3 times and give a total output of around 24 hours. In our use case, we got similar findings, and we got around 3 times a capability of recharging with the case itself, so that way it's pretty good. Both the earphones as well as the case are IPX7 rated, and thus it also makes it good for those people who like to use their truly wireless earphones on the run or while gymming, for example. And these are also very good in terms of the overall fit and finish, because these earphones, despite the seemingly small sort of ear tips that come with it, these are actually very secure and hold very well in your ear, despite actually not seeming like they do fit very well, but they actually do. Now let us just connect it to the Pixel 4 that we have here, and then you will understand how it works. So of course the first time you need to pair it, but after that just taking it out will automatically connect it, and you see that it's already connected here, and they have 100% of battery as well right now. And you can also see that the HD audio is enabled and the other options as well. So these fit very well in your ear, and there's no active noise cancellation on these, but then again, considering the price point, you can't really expect them. But what they're good at is in terms of isolation, and like I said, the ear tips, I was a bit skeptical on those as to whether these will provide a good sound fit and a seal fit, but they actually did do that. In terms of controls, these have touch sensitive pads on both the earphones, and you can actually control them by a single press, which actually plays or pauses the music. Double tapping the right earbud actually takes you to the next track, and double tapping the previous, or as in the left earbud, takes you to the previous track or rewinds the track itself. Now pressing and holding a earbud will actually bring up the Google Assistant or Siri based on which device you're using, and overall it's quite intuitive and is better than buttons in our experience. Now coming to the audio quality, I was really impressed by these. They have great dynamic range. They do really well in terms of the bass, and while it's not overpowering and not really head thumping, you can say, but these did give one of the best bass experiences that I've had in truly wireless earphones of the recent past, and I was quite impressed by it because it was very natural sounding, yet also had that sort of a punch to it. In terms of latency, I was playing a few games and there was slight latency, but then again it's on the lower side, and while it's not the best for gaming experience, I would say they still can be used for gaming if you don't mind slight lag. Now in terms of video watching, both of these are actually master earphones, so there's no master slave combination, so we didn't have any issues with lip sync or any delays between the video as well as audio. And finally, talking about the call quality, this is probably the main issue in this. The one slight niggle in the entire earphone performance is in terms of call quality, because I felt that the microphone experience was not all that great. I could hear the person at the other end very well, but in terms of my voice being communicated to the other person, I felt that it was not all that great. Now this could also be an issue with the type of design it has. Generally stem type earphones do much better when it comes to microphone and call quality, so it could be an issue with design itself. It's not like horrible or unusable, but still it was noticeably behind some of the other competitors in this particular segment. Now these also can be used as a single earbud if you wanted to. You don't need to use them both together. That's something that some people want, especially when taking calls. I've seen some people use just one earphone and not both together, so that way they can be used as a single earphone, especially since they function as master on their own. And this comes at a price of rupees 2,499, and overall I feel that this is well worth the money, with the exception of the fact that the call quality is slightly lesser. Now in terms of the Bluetooth range, it was good. It supports Bluetooth 5.0. The range was good and pairing is fast and easy, and it also connects very quickly, but you can connect only to one device at one point of time, which might not be ideal for everyone, but for me it's personally fine. But then again, like I said, the call quality is the one major glitch in an otherwise very good earphone. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. We'll be including a purchase link in the description in case you want to buy it. See you again in the next one, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button.